I shall open my lips and my mouth shall declare thy praise. Good morning. Good morning. There's a time when a man should learn to slow down and stop thinking he's still young. I learned yesterday the hard way that I'm not as young as I used to be. And my body was the first to admit that you've been abusing me. I've taken 2 falls playing with the boys, like I kept thinking that I can still run around like everybody else. Played a little bit of soccer. It didn't take more than 5 minutes, and in 5 minutes I had fallen down twice, and somebody told me I assisted in the score, but be that as it may, whether it happened or not, I think I didn't see it. But I think they tried to pacify me and feel with me and make me feel good that my fall did not go in vain, and told me they scored. So I don't know, I didn't see it then. Anyway, went home last night with fractured ribs, I think. I couldn't sleep all night, and bruised wrist and what have you. So I am not in a good shape this morning. And it has something to do with the cross. I loved the evening yesterday. I loved the service and the reading from the Old Testament. I loved the event of having to break bread together and to be outside and celebrate in a traditional way how we've been celebrating the elevation of the cross for centuries. And in the old countries, the only time we do the most despicable thing as Christians, and we say it is a beautiful thing because we commemorate what happened about 1700 years ago, when the mother of Emperor Constantine decided to go to the Holy Land to look for the holy and precious life-giving cross of our Lord. She went and told her son, I'm going to look for it. So he gave her all the means and his blessings, and anything she needed, she was given. And then with the idea that she told him, since my texting is not so good these days, nowadays, so the way I can communicate to you that we have found the cross, I will ask the garrisons, the militaries, to burn on top of each mountain the cross whenever it's found. Well, when Helena found the cross of our Lord in Jerusalem, she commanded that the cross will be burned. And every hill throughout, from the Middle East all the way to Asia Minor, all the way to Constantinople, you see the cross being burned, and all the messages was conveyed from garrison into another one, and the message was received by Emperor Constantine that the cross was found. So the tradition of the church, the living tradition of the church, to this day, we burn crosses. A few years ago, I contemplated the idea of doing it here because of cultural sensitivity here. It was not a good idea, as you know. So what we have done, instead of burning big cross, and we've already, when we started St. Basil as a mission, Channel 4 called me up, or Channel 5, one of those places where they complain. We were at Argentina District, and somebody called us, called the station when we were celebrating Pascha, and they said, these guys are having KKK processions in the neighborhood. So I got a call from the channel, and I had to explain to him. I said, well, I don't think so. I said, I would love to invite you to come. This is our this is our Pascha, and this is how we celebrate it. It'd be a good idea for you to come out. They never showed up, but nonetheless, we were caught in a compromising situation here. But nowadays, what we do, we take all the crosses we bless, that we saved on Palm Sunday, whatever left over, whatever ones you bring back, whatever ones that you didn't take, and whatever is left, we save it. On the elevation of the cross, we take those crosses and we throw them in the fire, a symbol of what happened with St. Helena. But every time you take that little cross in your hand and you throw it in the fire, I pray and I hope you remember what St. Helena did when she found the cross, and how we commemorate that event, that blessed event. Now, regarding the cross, St. Helena, when she went to Jerusalem, she told the Archbishop, the Patriarch, then there wasn't no patriarchs, they called them Archbishops, of Jerusalem. I think it was Sophronius, I could be wrong on that one. But she told them she wants to look for the cross of our Lord, and is there anyone that knows where to find it? And she found a Jewish man that told her, I think if you dig here in this place, in the place where they used to dump all the trash, you may find some crosses there. And she ordered the place to be raised, and lo and behold, I think they found 6 different crosses. Now, which one is the cross, the life-giving cross of our Lord, the one that our Lord was hung on? Was that there? They all look the same. No way of knowing where it came from and which one is the right one. Except the Archbishop Archbishop of Jerusalem came up with a most incredible idea when he was with her looking at those crosses. He said, there got to be a way of finding out which one is the true cross. And lo and behold, there was a funeral procession taking place at the time. He said, why don't we ask the people to bring that dead person over here? And they brought the coffin and laid it on one cross after another until they reached one, and the dead man became alive. And therefore, that indicated that this is truly the life-giving cross of our Lord. And then it was found and erected and restored to its dignity, as it always is. Brothers and sisters, if you see how the world view the cross, you will be astonished. The cross to us Christian is a symbol of pride, symbol of identity, a symbol of calling, a symbol that tells us that we belong to something greater than we are. But if you ask those who are enemies of our Lord and our faith, you'll see how they display the cross. They still have a place for the cross. I have seen a number of videos on YouTube of terrorists using the image of a person, and in the center of that person, they'll always put a target for their practices. And the target on each individual was the symbol and the sign of the cross. So that designates, obviously, their obvious hate and discuss toward what makes us so proud. The cross historically always been a symbol of disgrace to everybody who was crucified on him, except because of what our Lord did. It caused us to look upon that symbol as a symbol of glory and glorification, because when our Lord asked the Father to allow him to be glorified, he was glorified as soon as he came. He was raised upon the cross. The cross is made out of wood. The Roman never crucified Roman people. They always crucified someone who was outside the citizenship of the Roman citizenship. Those who were outside among the Roman people, they were crucified as criminals. But